Welcome back, everybody. Upper bracket finals time. LGD up against Elephant in a rematch from the group stage where LGD took a 2-0 series 40-something minutes in. It was very quick and very methodical from them. So they're going to try and do the same. And, well, we're going to see if Elephant can get a little bit of revenge or show something a little bit more against LGD. It's been very tough for teams to really find any success against LGD. They have been really just the best team, it seems like, at the event so far. So it'll be interesting to see if Elephant can pull something else out here. And where does that start if you're Elephant?
Don't crumble in your laning stage, I think was from the group stage. And this Leshrak's going to be a big hero, I think, for both these teams.
Mm-hmm.
It's from what I can decide. Also, I went to go and get a drink. I came back. The first thing question I saw in Twitch chat was, why did China Dota not play Sven? And now I just don't know how to feel anymore. Like, why are we even here?
I don't know. I saw somebody said, why does China Dota stink? And I was just like, did you not just watch this game? Have you not watched the event?
It's crazy, isn't it?
It's like people aren't even watching what's on the screen. We had a Sven in that last series.
I think Sven and Lesh are the two cores for me that will be likely picked up this game. I think obviously LGD, they've gone for this Drow Undying a lot in their opening phase when they get Undying first. Elephant are going to have to decide what they want to do. But I think...
Ooh.
Are they going
so they go Undying with Shrek?
Do they go Sven is the question.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Do you go Sven? Because it gets banned if you don't go for it here.
Because it is the core that can accelerate the fastest and has this BKB timing against Lesh. You have Omni as well. Do they go Omni Storm, maybe? Or like... Okay.
So there's
the Sven. There you go, man, in Twitch chat that asked why China don't play Sven. Because it was banned every time last time. This is the first game we get to see it today.
No.
Did we see it in the first game 1 today, actually?
Yeah, we saw it in game 1.
No, I think we saw it in game 2, didn't we? I can't remember.
It
was game 1. It was game 1. You're right.
Yeah.
But yeah, it gets banged in game 2 and game 3. So I don't mind both these openings. I think they're okay. I prefer LGDs. I think when we saw them beat Elephant before, they played around this Lesh incredibly well. They seem to know exactly what they wanted from the game. And when you're playing this Omni Knight 5, this is exactly what Elephant did last time as well. They punished this greedy support hero so hard with taking towers really quickly and not giving the Sven this time of day that it needs, which in comparison to most heroes isn't a massive amount of time. But when LGD are hitting your towers at like 6 minutes into the game or something.
Yeah. Just trying to see. I think if you're Elephant, you got to ban Clinks here. Because that has been the hero that's found the most success against this Sven.
I would think about banning Rubik more, I think. Yijin is look good with that hero, but also you're against an Omni Knight as well. So LGD are probably going to look to potentially pick that one up. As they're like, in the second phase, you just pick Rubik. And it's like just a standard, like, nice, easy pick. You know it's going to do its job. It's good against Omni. Doesn't give anything away.
Or Techie's Clinks.
Techie's has a possibility. Like, they could go like Techie's Tiny, for example.
Because I still think that hero, like, the way Chicken Q plays it, can be very strong.
I think Shadow Demon could be cool potentially as well. I think you want the Purge, though.
Oh, they take the Clinks They take the Clinks themselves. That's got to be a mid Clinks then. Unless they're going to play it off lane, maybe, or Sven's not the one, but Sven not the one would be insanity.
Maybe they thought they had another ban. Just misclick, B-Cup. It's always the misclick. They definitely don't know what they're doing. It's just always a misclick. Yeah, I'm assuming this has to be Clinksmith then, like you say. But I feel like both Clinks and Sven, what we've seen from them is they need that like 15 minutes, right? 15, 20 minutes of just solid farm. But it is a lot of physical damage. Ooh.
Okay.
That's different. Interesting.
If I had to choose the first three, I think it's Elephant right now.
Really? I'd go LGD. I think this Leshrak's crazy strong. I don't mind this Shaker though, because it gives you that lockdown which you missed from your first two picks, like in the team fight. So if they think there's an offlane that they want in particular that doesn't offer the team fight that other heroes do, the Shaker kind of balances that out in a way. Say if they wanted to pick like Nature's Prophet, for example, is there like 3,
Yeah.
and it doesn't have any lockdown or team fight or something.
I think the question becomes now, do you go into the Morphling if you're LGD?
Potentially. You could do.
Especially that Earthshaker. Gives me an inkling that maybe they will.
Arc Warden's still in the pool, which is something they've liked as well. I don't know how much I like it against Klink Sven, but...
Ooh, and I like that Tusk. Yeah, I still really like Elephant.
Yeah,
even though they've gone into the Morphling.
The Tusk is like... if this Elephant side falls behind at all, I think they're going to absolutely crumble again. Because their support Joe looks really good from ahead, but it plays really badly from behind. And the one thing I will say about this LGD Shaker pick is that it can be 3 or 4. It doesn't have to be Xingqiu or Faith Beyond Zero, definitely. So, like, where they have the last pick in the... Well, they don't have the last pick in the draft overall, but the last pick of their team, they can wait to decide what they think would be better.
Are you telling me we still have a chance?
It could be. I don't think they will, but... Sorry, Vico.
Is it bad? I don't know.
I think Rubik's still fine.
Yeah.
Personally, I think any kind of like physical damage disruption as well would be good. Something like Wyvern potentially could be really good.
I just refuse to go the entire tournament without techies.
It'll be game 5 of the final.
Or game 3. Just the way it's been going for LGD.
Could they go... I'm trying to think of other Faith Beyond heroes as well, but that's like everything.
Yeah, he really has shown that his hero pool is massive.
Like Tide, for example, as well, could be really cool for LGD, I think. Because they don't really deal with that hero very well. The DP is a good ban, actually. Yeah. That's the kind of hero that Faith Beyond's been playing. And the Puck as well. Yeah, okay. That gives them... Yeah. It's that range melee offlane combo as well, isn't it? I completely forgot about these weird offlane heroes that LGD play, like DP. It's not massively weird, but I think Axe could be cool as well here, potentially. For LGD, like that massive tempo control plays well with the Lesh. I think Sanking's still okay as well.
Yeah, Sanking's been pretty rare of a pickup.
Is Beastmaster still in? No, it's not.
Give me the Tide. But that's just high cooldown. You'd really be struggling with that. And they go Timber.
Okay.
I like that. I like that pick.
So do you remember before we saw the Faith Beyond Timber go... so I'm just stretching my neck. Go for like Bloodstone Axe and stuff because he was against the PL. This is the kind of game on Timber where you go like Greaves Halberd, effectively, because it's not your job to be dealing damage in this scenario. It's your job to tank up and be annoying as possible. Like they have Lesh and they have Morph that can scale and deal damage. I think you go for these like Lotus Orbs against Sven kind of thing. You go for like Halberd, you go Greaves. So I wouldn't mind like Yules either relatively early on could be okay. I'd be interested to see if he goes Meteor Hammer first item, which is something we've seen some Timbers do, like to pressure the tower early on.
Yeah, because if you're Timber and you don't have that Meteor Hammer, you're not... Whoa! First Silencer pick of the tournament coming out now, and that's...
Is that Silencer offlane?
Yeah. I was thinking it might be Tusk offlane, but that is an offlane Silencer. Wow. Really throwing a loop to my brain here.
So Elephant have a lot of like single target damage in their lineup. They have like Klink Silencer, these like 2 like right clicking cores, right? They have a Sven that wants to be a right clicking core as well. I'm going to say it again, if they fall behind, I can see them absolutely crumbling. But they do have chances of playing from ahead. If they can get Yang in a 1v1 against Timber, in particular, I think their laning looks really good. Or like, even if you put Yang against the Morphling as well, with Tusk Silencer is like this really strong lane. And Undying doesn't really trade massively well with a Silencer. Like, it's okay, But when there's a Morphling in your lane that doesn't offer that kill potential, Undying's kind of just like zoning out so that the Morphling can try and farm. And I think Tusk Silencer can just turn and kill the Undying at points. Like level 2 especially.
Who are you going to go for?
I'm still going LGD. I think Elephant's lineup's really volatile. Like it could be really good, but I think it could also just crumble completely and look really bad. But having Global up against like Shaker Morph's really good. I just think this Timber should be absolutely fine though. It's like like the Sven and the Clinch don't really do anything to him. I think eventually the Morph's going to come online and Lesh Timber should be able to carry the early between them. And this Undying always looks good on LGD. They fight around it really well.
Sure. Disconnect from innocence.
I like the Elephant are trying something different though. Like really early Clinch pick after the Sven, like Silencer off lane. It's always cool to see. Whether it works or not, you know, that's a different question entirely. But
Love me some FY cosmetics.
I can see it already though that this Silence has Silence has a good start to the lane, right? And then all of a sudden, Timber's like level 3, left alone against Sven Omni, and they can't do anything to him anymore. Shaker leaves, goes top, and the game just completely changes. Because once this Timber is freed up to move between like top and mid lane, they still can't do anything to Timber on Elephant, like in these early stages of the game at all. I think he has a free like 15 minutes, effectively.
Oops.
Pause
then,
again. Must be lagging a little bit.
Oh, should I Google translate that?
I'm just gonna assume that it's packet loss. No, whoa. Or they have to restart the what? Okay. So, a little bit DC's happening. We'll see where this goes, but let's talk about how this game's going to open.
Because it might be the wrong server or something, I don't know. But anyway,
Could be.
So yeah, I prefer LGD's draft. I think they have it looks more LGD, and they've been the best team in the tournament so far. And if LGD get something they're comfortable with, I think you always have to favour them, right? Like, you're not putting them out their comfort zone at all. It is remake.
Yeah, so
you get to see my confused face while I try and find the lobby and everything at the moment.
You get to see my nervous face as I disconnect and leave the game, thinking that everybody's just going to magically join back into the lobby. Have you left the game yet?
I have.
Okay, I'll do it.
You got to do it with confidence. Speak up.
Never.
That's the real play.
I never do it with confidence. But yeah, we'll wait for the next lobby. The rehost to come in.
I'll let you put me in B-Cop. I'll just talk. It's fine.
Yeah, sure. You know, we're in a party. You can do that. Go for it.
So, Silencer off lane. Have you seen this before? I've seen it a little bit, not a huge amount. We see like Silencer carry sometimes with like mid one and things for OG. I don't know.
I've not seen it.
Yeah, I don't know how popular it is like across the regions, but I feel like it's not hugely popular.
I just want to say it is also Red Panda's birthday, so Elephant looking for a birthday gift for him.
I think Red Panda's played relatively well as well for Elephant. I think he's been pretty solid.
I think there's a lot of pressure on him to play like out of control, and I think that's just like because the huge names that are with him on that team. It's kind of rough for him to be in a position where it's just like, even if he plays well, it seems like everybody's just like, well, are you playing as well as what if they got Innocence and what if they got X Nova? They could be such a better team without Red Panda. But it's like I think a lot of people are giving him the we don't know you as much, so we're just gonna trash on you effect. It's unfortunate because I think he's doing pretty well.
Okay.
Oh, you found the lobby?
Yeah, it was all pick.
Oh, that's why I couldn't find it. I was like, I kept refreshing.
That's fine.
I was like unsure.
Anyway, so Yeah, silencer off lane. Sorry, carry on. I was just waffling there. The silencer off lane's like it's really good at bullying heroes in the laning stage, like certain heroes, especially melee heroes. I think in particular, like these Svens and like these voids and things. The silence could be really key this game if they get ahead and play early. You know, this global, but also the last word up against like Morphling, up against Timbersaw in particular, that could be really important. And I really want to see Faith Beyond's item build this game on the Timbersaw as well. Like, how early does he want this purge in particular to be able to deal with like global and things? Does he want to just go Lotus Orb instead early on? Does he want to go Greaves early on as a purge? There's so many different things he can do here. Like we talked about Meteor Hammer. If he has a really good lane, maybe he can take the tower quickly if he gets this Meteor Hammer first. Which, if you don't know, people in chat, heroes like Tidehunter and Timbersaw at the moment, these offlaners that can like be really beefy and pressure the lane well. If they have a good lane, they go Meteor Hammer like before boots and things sometimes because it allows them to pressure the tower much quicker than they would be able to normally because they don't really right click.
Yeah. So, do you think the last word's more important on the Timber or on the Morphling? Because I would say it's probably the Morph, right? You want to be able to silence him up as much as you can, make sure that you can get on top of him. Who's picking up the Spirit Vessel this game?
Yeah, it's a good Spirit Vessel game, and Tusk is going to go for one at like 99% of the time, I would assume. Just because of how valuable it is, not only against Morph, but Timber as well. Like, when you have this double core that Spirit Vessel's good against, I think you're 99% of the time going to see it. I also think this Shaker, if he can get a good blink timing as well, though, where these like really like glass cannon kind of heroes like Silencer and Clinks, where they're normally able to like output their damage. If Shaker gets an early BKB and gets onto them quickly, they have so much follow-up damage with like Lesh, with Timber, and so much reach that they can just kill them really quickly. So if the Shaker has a good start to the game as well, I just feel like everything has to fall perfectly for Elephant. Whereas with LGD, there's like room to maneuver almost. So if something goes wrong, it's still not awful for them. Whereas I think if something goes wrong for Elephant, you're going to feel it more.
Okay. Is the game strictly held on Global Silence, though, you think? Like, are they on that? Is that cooldown something they're hyper reliant on?
I don't think so. Like, obviously, it helps fights humongously. Like, don't get me wrong, but they need to be able to fight before, like, and in between global and things. Because otherwise, what's going to happen is, if you remember the LGD cores, they have Morph, Lesh, and Timber, and they don't have any cooldowns to work with at all. The only thing that LG need to play around is probably like Tombstone and maybe Echo every now and then, but again, that's not necessary. So if you're only willing to fight every 160 seconds or whatever global is, they will run at you constantly, like over and over again, especially the Timber.
Back into this game. Here we go. Game number one between LGD and Elephant. Get our ugly mugs off the screen. Thank you very much. I think the people at home sick of seeing us. Especially my face. Everybody's just like, God, B-Cup just looks so dead and tired. And it's like, that's just how I look. I always look this way.
It's the way it be sometimes.
You know, you just get born ugly. That's
late in the night for you as well, you know. I'm waking up feeling fresh and dandy. It's nice and early for me.
Yeah, I get to, you know, be here 4:45 in the morning, but I'm happy. I'm in my happy place. Get to watch some LGD against Elephant, especially to end the night.
Interesting. Innocent side, Orb of Venom on the Undying against this Silencer Tusk. That's not what I thought he'd go for. Because, like, now you're going to see Tusk has got boots, and Undying has Orb of Venom, and it's like, how am I ever supposed to hit the Tusk now? He's just going to kite me around really easily. And I think the Silencer's the other one as well. Like, yes, he's slow, but...
Battle begins.
Ooh. Shinkyu taking a lot of damage from the Purification.
He got the rune, though. Easy.
2 for 2.
That's early clarity on the Undying. Makes sense, though. This is the time in the lane where he's going to get the most mana regen, and he knows he's going to use his TP here and use a decay. Okay, fair enough. Because, like, the rest of the lane, he's probably never going to get that clarity off.
Oh. So let's see. We'll see what Ame could do here with Innocence. That flyover in this off lane with Yang. It's the Tusk Silencer lane, and Glaive's tag team is really gross.
And this is what I thought would happen at level 2 when they block him off. And now he has this Orb of Venom, and it's like, oh, I can't use it because I can't hit them. They just hit me back and harder. Like, Glaives does such a crazy amount of damage at level 1. Innocence might die here. He has Fairy Fire, actually. He should be fine. Yeah, he's okay.
Never in doubt.
But now it's like, well, what do I do as Undying? I don't have Salve or anything, so I need to try and fight between their cooldowns, but Tag Team's about to be up again.
Grab these massive decays.
Yeah, Tusk is going to look to pull the big camp, I assume.
24 stolen strength.
It doesn't matter,
But
though.
tag team Glaives, Innocence on the run. Still A-okay. Pops the salve, but that is a low-value salve. Considering it also just gets stopped, and it looks like he's going to be first blood here. Oh. Fairy Fire?
Oh, God. Yeah.
God, he's still dead.
First blood, last words.
I actually don't think that's bad for Undying, though. The fact he dies, yes, it's good for Yang that he gets the first blood and everything, but now Undying gets to come back with full mana, full HP, right? Which, considering how the lane was going, is okay.
Two-man finisher, Stormhammer on a Faith Beyond. They're diving him under this tower.
They're playing their laning stage well at the moment on Elephant. They need to make sure they pressure the lanes early on, like we said. Get ahead. Don't be afraid to get stuck in these early levels. It's like when Timber gets level 3, they're not doing anything to him anymore.
How's mid going? Nothing to say up against Somnus. Well, I want to take a look at the rankings really quickly.
Hashtag MMR check.
B-Cop. Last.
Timber still pops a salve, so he'll be fine in bot lane now. How's mid going? I haven't looked at that.
That's what I was looking at.
Clinks is doing okay, but I mean they're about the same. Pretty even.
So, Ame is number 3. Eurus is number 4. It's awesome. And then Faith Beyond is 29. Innocence is 33.
I wonder if this Clinks plays differently this game, considering he's like mid in the sense that because this Sven's going to be the one that wants to AFK farm and stuff. Maybe he feels pressured that he needs to be more active. Undying goes down
Getting
again.
another kill onto the Undying. They're up 1,000 gold already.
Like this lane would be completely different if the Morphling was a hero like Drow that could right-click back. But at the moment, he's just kind of he just has to sit there and focus on his own farm.
Radiant structures.
GQ number 121.
They have a 1k lead already. Wow.
Yeah. They're really feeling good this early in the game. But we talked about this. They needed to be ahead, right?
They... Oh, snowball. Oh god, this is bad for
all the stun lands. Get the kill on a red panda. Now they look over at FY. He's gonna die as well. Somnus? He's alright.
Yeah, he's fine. That's really bad for Elephant, though. They turn that massively with the Fissure and the Tombstone. That's the first time, I think, that we've watched Elephant... Oh, sorry, LGD, where I've agreed with that Tombstone at level 2 that Innocence loves to do. That was like the...
Wait for him forward, Yang. He might be in some trouble with the snowball save. And now the shards is all the last word. Ame taking a lot of damage, but Innocence is coming over.
He has Stick and Waveform still. And like Fairy Fire. Sorry, Stick and Fairy Fire was what I meant to say.
Radiant are scanning.
It's the effective soul whip. Oh, and here's the tip. This is the other
Yang.
thing.
He's in trouble. Snowball coming in, and that'll land, but the wave for him forward, trying to get the kill into the silencer. Now in a little bit too deep. Arcane Curse. And they might still be able to find FY, but they want to retreat and not dive the tower.
But it's the same thing in the sense that this Tusk silencer lane was doing really well. All of a sudden, Shaky comes over, and it's like, we can't really stay and fight 3 heroes. Like, we can click 1 down, and we can click the Undying down 1, the Morph's like a low level. But now he's level 5. And it's like, oh, we don't really want to do this anymore. Sven's farming better than I thought he would be, though. The Timber's level 5 now as well, so... How much does it matter? He's got the catapult wave. Omni's decided to pull.
Snowball, nothing to say.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Nothing really more, and now FY's in a lot of trouble. He's blocked out from getting up these stairs.
Jinky's positioning in these fights has been so good. It feels like he's always in the right place at the right time. And it's like down to dead even now, again, in the net worth. All it took was like 1 really bad rotation mid and the game just flips because the side lanes are now in a good position as well. Faithian manages to keep his catapult alive in the bot lane.
He really stabilized this lane because I felt like they were playing pretty aggressive.
Yeah, but they did it. They were running him at level 1, but you can see he can just tank the tower now. It just doesn't matter.
Yeah.
When you get more points in reactive armor, the Sven doesn't bully you anymore. And it's this rotation from the Lesh, exactly as we saw in the group stage game against Elephant as well. And the tower's just gone.
7 minutes. It's the Leshrac prophecy.
Dire are scanning.
And if they're not too careful, if they're not careful, they're gonna lose the mid tier 1 as well.
They're gonna lose?
Probably the 10-minute mark. Yeah, well, yeah. Okay, sure. You got it.
If they're not
It
awful, they
resolves.
could all. If they're not careful, they could also lose. That'd be bad.
And it would be bad. I don't think it would ever be good.
How's Jinky doing
Innocence.
this? Okay.
He's gonna use that Soul Rip.
Okay.
Somnus, one more shot.
Yang
just
as
gets
well.
the kill.
Top lane.
Oh, Eurus used God Strength, but Yang getting chased up towards top. Totem not gonna land. They'll put the shards out. Jinkyu steps forward off them. Sven taking a lot of damage
Yes.
over in the bottom lane as well.
Timber level 7. Hello tier 2.
Is he going Meteor Hammer?
No.
No.
Which I think is fine. Like with the Lesh, you don't need to be able to be the one pressuring the tower. Now they're just doing the same thing mid with the Edict. He has an Arcane
Yeah.
rune as well.
It may be earlier than that 10-minute mark, but it looks like Nothing to Say is going to grab the tower, and that means your tier 1 safe and your tier 1 mid are going to go down, and, well, your jungle's no longer safe.
Radiant's middle
And
tower has fallen.
seeing as you have a Sven, your jungle's really important.
Yeah. Look at the part of the map that they have to play at the moment on the Radiant side. They don't control any of this bot area. They've got decent vision down there, but they don't control it because the Timber... This is like his town, right? Part of the map they control is like this top jungle and where the Silencer's farming right now. Which is why the Svens have to come up, because it's the only safe place on the map for him to farm.
This is really difficult for them at the moment.
Oh, God.
They're going to go with the snowball, but the tombstone's down. Global silence. So Innocence dies. They're going to run to the Leshrac, try to get the damage out. Fissure comes in. FY ends up dead. Down goes Eurus. Nothing to Say survives. Here comes Faith Beyond. They've got Dust. They're on Somnus. Can they stick on him? Fissure and 8. And, ooh, Faith Beyond turns the other way. I thought they'd stay going after him, but Dust is going to run out. Now he's over mid. He might even try to find Nothing to Say, but he's used the Diabolic Edict, so Somnus can't come in. He'll keep himself under the tier 2 tower to be bottled up when Innocence comes back.
It's Xingqiu again, like, right place at the right time. Fissure just comes through. Like, it's insane. This is... I mean, Eurus commits so much there to try and contest those stacks and things from the Lesh.
Mm-hmm.
And now Lesh is going to take one anyway. Oh, oh.
Feeling really good for LGD at the moment.
But they're not massively far ahead. It's just like all this raw physical damage like clinks and Sven and things. They're playing against a morph with really high armor, so like even if you get ahead, sorry, if you don't get ahead, then the morphling is always going to be this massive threat, right? But they can't really deal with him massively well. He's going to get Ags eventually. Then they have Ags Shaker. Then things get really funny. Get you OS frogs ready in the chat.
I'm wondering where's OS Toad.
What?
I like the little, the small chuckle. OS Frog, OS Toad.
Why would OS Toad be a thing?
I don't know. I'm just wondering where it's at.
What about OS Giraffe and OS Zebra?
No, the frogs and toads are similar. I'm not just naming animals over here.
I think you are. Oh, look at this Clinks, by the way. He's like, oh, maybe I could kill the Timber. Oh, hang on, he sees me. Oh, he's building up armor stacks. Oh, Tusk.
Snowball, Walrus Punch, Tusk.
Dire's middle tower is
I get the kill there on a Jin Q. He's got Eurus nearby. Global Silence gets used. Chakram's
Good
going to lay out on a
tombstone.
Red Panda, doing a lot of damage onto the Omni. They get the Tombstone down. They get the kill on the Yang. They'll look for the rest. Soul Rip on a Nothing to Say. He continues the chase. Somnus. They don't
Radiant structure
have
is
dust.
fortified.
Jinky was the one with the detection. I mean, Undying has Sentry Wars, but he can't get there in time. In essence, isn't maxing Tombstone. Jesus. Somebody check the news. A pig started flying. This is the first time in the whole tournament that he hasn't done it, and he's played a lot of Undying.
I think he's only played Undying.
But this is cool. It's a great game for Soul Rip.
Yeah.
Like, you want to keep your Lesh alive. You want to keep your Morphling alive. It's about enabling them to make sure they have a
Dire's
game.
middle tower is under attack.
You know, you want to keep your Lesh alive in the front line to be able to just constantly get damage off.
So LGD will smoke. They'll come across. They know for the most part where Elephant are because they've forced them to be here.
Yeah.
Snowball, and they're going to go for the Morphling. I don't know if this is going to work out, but they are going to Power Rangers TP up towards top. They've got the Walrus Punch onto the Morphling. Can they get the kill? Shards are out. He's Arcane Curse. The Waveform away. Pulse Nova gets the kill in Half-Fly. They'll at least get one to hit the splitter with on the Eurus. They'll grab themselves a second. Morphling over to the side. He's not going to rejoin the fight just yet, but they look over to the Quinks. They've got the dust on him as well, so they'll continue to chase, but there is the Heavenly Grace as well as the Purification. They'll focus their attention on a Red Panda and get the kill onto the Omni. They're diving tier 2s 13 minutes into the game.
Dire are scared.
How long was that group stage game? Can we check?
23 minutes?
And what about the other game? Was it 19?
Like 27. It was 21 and 25.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
But if they last longer than 25 minutes, it'll be a moral victory, is what I'm hearing.
I guess so. If that's how you want to consider it. It's a bit rude.
But then that means if they win the lower bracket final, they play against them in the final. It means the games will get really good, because it's it doesn't matter if you lose the upper bracket final if you win the grand final.
Lose the group stage, lose the upper bracket final, and then all of a sudden, just boom, 3-0 sweep. Never mattered.
Tim has gone Blade Mail first. Okay.
I don't hate it.
No, it's okay. Not what I thought he'd go,
Dire's
but it's still good.
structures are fortified.
I love that Tim. voice line.
Somnus really needs to get into this Desolator. Yeah, so do I.
It's not just him. I mean, the Sven really. Oh, he's just got Echo Saber at like 14.5 minutes.
Oof.
If the Morph's keeping up with the Sven in terms of net worth, that's never a good sign for Elephant fans.
For sure.
He's going Manta first as well on the Morph.
And then the Leshrac is going into the Ags. He's going to go take
Radiant's
this bottom tier
tower is
2.
under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
I don't really know how they stop this push. I don't think they can. They're going to take
Well,
the tier
yeah.
1 and just trade, and that's a losing trade every time.
They can't fight them. They're just trading because it's the only thing they can get.
Yeah.
Radiant's
Like, they might as well
bottom
take a
tower
tier 1
is
if they're
under
losing a tier
attack.
2 at the same time.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Just, how do you fight into this if you're Elephant, or are you just going to have to
It's all
farm your way into being able to fight.
you just have to hit your timing. Like, they have Deso on Clinks in 800 gold. They have 4 staff on Silencer soon. Tusk is really poor though. That's the bit that gets me, because we've talked about how good of a Vessel game it is. He's nowhere near, like, he hasn't even finished Earn yet, because he went for these phase boots first. And they're just going to start running at towers again.
Yeah, they'll go for the tier 2 mid. They're going to force them to fight. At some point, you know, Elephant got to come. They're going to go with the Snowball as well as the Walrus Punch. They've got themselves the Global Silence. Can they get the kill here? Do they have the Soul Rip in time? Nothing to say. He gets Soul Ripped. He'll survive. Now turning it around, going after FY. And can he get the kill? Nothing to say. He's going to drop. The Fissure comes in just a little bit too late. They get the kill on FY, and they'll pop the God Strike on Eurus, looking over at Innocence. Faith Beyond trying to run forward, but he's got the Arcane Curse on him, so he's running slow and far. But there's the Soul Rip as well as the Blade Mail. He survives. They get the kill on the Yang. Now they'll look over. Echo Slam right on top of Somnus. They get the kill, and Guardian Angel's a little bit too late. Eurus, Stormhammer, still with the God Strength, trying to get the damage out of Ame. It's a 2-man fissure, but Eurus has the Heavenly Grace, so he's got the status resistance and starts running at Innocence as well as Ame a little bit quicker. And it's not going to be anything more for Elephant. Nothing to say, still dead for another 10 seconds. And LGD, they get a little bit more gold than Elephant on that one. But Elephant get 420, so they're happy about that, of course, and so are the fans.
That's the funny number. Anyway, so...
Alright, no enthusiasm on that one, you know what? Keep my jokes to myself.
The thing is, that fight was almost as good as it could have got for Elephant. If they'd have killed the Lesh just before the Global came out, it would have been amazing, but they having to spend a little bit a longer time than they would have liked to kill the Lesh, because he uses himself to keep him alive just long enough for the Soul Rip to come through, right? Yes, this Sven's really strong when he pops God Strength and everything, but now they're going to fight without Global, and I imagine LGD are just going to run at them again and just force something. Morphling has Manta. If you weren't killing him when Global was like a bigger threat to him before, how are you supposed to kill him now? He's on the way to the Ag's second item.
Oy.
Oh, the top of the frogs being drawn.
Top of the toad.
No OS toad. Only frogs.
Essence Ring. That'd be nice for the little Shrek. Keep him alive a little bit longer. Can they go in a Roche on LGD? Medallion anywhere?
They can. Like, they have Morphling, who's, you know, maybe get a cheeky double damage rune, and that's that, right? But
top lane. Somnus spotted again. They'll land the Split Earth. They've got the Fissure to follow it up. They get the kill on the Clanks.
that's the Blink Dagger timing, though, right? Like, you don't even need to commit Echo Slam. It's just, he has the Blink now, and then whenever anybody shows in lanes out of these 3 cores, they're always going to be in trouble. Omni has to just follow the Sven around. He doesn't want to be anywhere near the Clinks, really, because Clinks is a little bit more mobile and difficult to kill. I say that, he's not really, but... And I love that he's going Greaves next on Timber. This is so good.
Oh, they're going to find Yang again, but he's got the Force Staff, so he's able to retreat.
Essence Ring Lesh. Vambrace Timber. Pupils give Morphling. It's like all these stat items that they really wanted as well. Just like be tanky against all this burst damage that the Radiant have from their physical cores.
He's already 2,000 gold away from the Zags. He is farming so fast in the moment. He's outpacing the Sven. So is the Leshrac, who's 900 gold away from the Ags. It's a 6k lead, but I will say LGD, they were putting a lot more pressure on the towers before, but I think they're just waiting for these items. Get, you know, the Ags on the Morphling, get the Ags on the Leshrac, Timber, finish off the Guardian Greaves, then you've got like a big power spike, plus the sustainability from the Guardian Greaves. You're okay with waiting that long. Not that they have to, but I think they're okay with it.
Yeah, the next round of item time is just going to be the big one. Like, the Ags Morphling is the first thing. Like, Greaves and the Ags on the Lesh, or the Greaves on the Timber are like, they're the main foundation, but at the same time, the Ags Morphling is like the big damage dealer, right, with the Timber. Oh my god, what am I saying? With the shaker. Jesus. What is wrong with me today?
There you go.
I got there eventually.
You got there. It's, you know, not about how you get from A to B. It's just about getting there.
Remember when I said I woke up fresh and early before?
Yeah.
Ready to go.
I knew you were lying.
Apparently I'm just having a meltdown at the same time.
You're allowed to have both. It's okay. 500 gold away for the Ags on Morphling. And then 100 gold away for the Leshrac, who's also going into the Bloodstone next. And there's the Guardian Greaves. So yeah, they're hitting this item timing like on cue.
Yeah. I'd actually like to see Lesh go for like a plate mail or something rather than just go straight to the Bloodstone. I think the armor has a lot of value this game. Like up against this Desto Clinks, especially the Sven can do so much damage.
Oh. They're smoked up mid.
This is like 100 gold to lags on Morphling. It's gonna be go time.
Yeah.
So if Elephant had found something with that smoke, that would have been a perfect case scenario because the game's about to get really hard for them.
Back to farming for the Radiant side, but again, I think LGD, they're going to smoke off this.
Tusk has a Vestal and 300 gold, which is big though. But it
Yeah,
doesn't
so
mean
if
as
they could
much.
smoke and kill the Tusk and slow that down, that would be massive.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like I don't know. We have Greaves on our Timber, we have Manta on our Morphling. So yes, it's good, but it's not like a for sure kill every single time because they have purges. Oh god, they're gonna see the Silencer. Who has 4 staff at least?
Fissure hits onto 2, they've got the Timber Chain across, and there's the second Fissure. The Guardian Ninja gets used, but they get the Kona Yang. Global Silence is going to follow that up. They've got the Snowball to extend the life of FY, but he's going to die soon afterwards. Now they've got themselves the Totem right on top of the Clinks. They'll dust him up twice. They'll land the Split Earth. They'll get the kill onto the Clinks. They'll take him out of the fight for 45 seconds without buyback.
Dire's middle
Come on and
That, they
slam.
take a clean fight. Yeah. Production, can we get a DMCA-friendly Space Jam theme?
That
even
double
possible.
Fissure. As soon as the first Fissure lands, and you're like, "Oh, the next Fissure's coming through," I was like, "This is bad." And with the Flesh Golem, they don't even have to use it for the Roche. Like, they just... Oh.
I don't know if everybody heard that, but we're getting Space Jam in
Thanks,
our ear at the
production.
moment.
Thanks, production.
Appreciate that.
Come on,
DMCA
Sam.
friendly.
Welcome to the chat.
Blink Dagger for the Sven.
Yeah, I think that's fine. Though, like going Axe against Morphling is really difficult. Like he can't really ever like Axe stun the Morphling because he just waveforms into him or just jumps away. Imagine if you try and like Axe stun a Morphling that's in Shaker form and just like pulls you all the way like 3,000 range away from your teammates, right? It'd be awful.
Gosh. What's the cooldown on that? With Ags?
Oh, isn't it
Still
like
just-
4 seconds or something?
It's 5 seconds, and do you move fast enough to get the jump? They're going to go on a nothing to say. They have the stun as well as the BKB, but nothing to say. Who might survive this?
Oh my-
Can they keep him alive? Eurus is getting tunnel
Precious.
vision. They get the kill into Somnus. They finally finish off nothing to say, but Eurus is in a little bit of a bad position. Eccleston gets committed after the BKB. They're going to Timber Chain over, and now the totems come through. Space Jam time is on, and even with the global silence, they can't save Eurus. He's dead for 63 seconds with no buyback. Waveform forward, finding FY, and there's another totem. There's another Space Jam. There's Michael Jordan getting the
call it.
slam down on him, and they just call it GG like that. 24, almost the 25-minute mark,
Almost.
but they don't make it.
LGD.
Almost. I don't know. When you early pick this like Sven Klinks in the draft, yes, it can work if you get ahead, but you're like pigeonholing yourself really hard.
Yeah.
So, I think they could have definitely won with the draft. They just have to get ahead and stay ahead. But it's really difficult with the laning setup. Like you saw how much damage the Silencer and the Tusk could do in the laning stage. Like they were absolutely destroying this Undying. But if the Morphling's just free farming at the same time, is it really worth it? Again, Timber gets level 3, Shaker comes over, they can't do their thing anymore. I think nothing to say making those early rotations and killing the towers was a big thing.
Yeah.
Their whole draft just looks awkward on Elephant. Like, they can make really aggressive plays, but they can't defend towers because they don't really have wave clear. Like, they have these 2 melee supports that are kind of like enablers, but there's nobody to enable because nobody wants to fight early on into LGD's lineup. So, like, this Tusk and this Omni just feel like they can't really do anything.
Yeah.
And yeah,